This time on Hobby Journeys, we're rounding up our look at the reveals from Adepticon with lots of chaos, Tyranids, and beastie boys.
Hello! Welcome to Hobby Journeys. So we're into the final part of our look at the reveals from Adepticon. We've seen the Space Wolves, we've seen Cathay for the Old World, and now we're going to see all the other bits and pieces they announced, or at least the highlights of. Obviously, there was some stuff like some spearhead sets for AOS, but it's all existing miniatures, so I've skipped on that. And there were some other bits and pieces which had there were some objective markers for 40k.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, I was trying to keep it to really just the new miniature releases, but there was some other bits and pieces in there anyway. Anyway, shall we get into it, Matthew? First up, we've got a codex for where it's Crusade Armageddon, and we're going to be seeing some Grey Knight reveals around it. Not a lot, bits and pieces. So, what do you know about the Grey Knights? Do you know anything about the Grey Knights, Matthew?
The ones that they really believe in the Emperor, and they go to planets and get rid of the heretics.
I think you might be thinking of the Black Templars. The Grey Knights are more like these are not really a Space Marine chapter. They were created concurrently at the end of the Horus Heresy, and they are all psychics. Back in my day, they didn't have an army release. They had a couple of miniatures who were Terminators, but the models were a little bit different. They were really cool. I used to love the miniatures for them. I got back into the hobby later and realised they had a full army release. I'll be honest.
Do you have a book of them in the bathroom?
I do have a Grey Knight Codex kicking around. I think it might be in the bathroom. I think you might be right. But yeah, I think that they are overdue a range refresh because the miniatures look a little bit tired for me. But that's not coming right now. But we have got something new released. So this new book is basically about a battle between Chaos and the Grey Knights on Armageddon, which is one of the planets quite prominently featured in Warhammer 40,000. Here we go. Here's what it looks like. Should we have a bit of a zoom in? Here we go. There he is, the big fella up against some Grey Knights. See, they tend to wear this quite stylised armour. They have a bit of their own take on the sort of Space Marine armour, but they are quite Space Marine-y, you know.
Wait, what does one unit look like? Can I just...
well, this is what
get a better view because I can't really see.
We might see some more a bit later. Shall we see? Here we go. Oh no, he's a character. Oh, there's a full. We have a full Codex Grey Knights. They look a bit like this guy. A bit like that guy.
Don't they wear Crusader helmets though?
Yes, their helmets are quite Crusader-y.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I heard that they go to planets and kill humans that are turning into heretics.
I think they are more specifically about killing demons. So they are hunting demons, so demons out of the warp. Your heretics are more sort of... They are chaos adjacent. They are into their chaos. They're sort of like the fan club. Whereas, so the Grey Knights are about killing the actual band. The heretics would be... your demons are the band. The heretics would be the fans. And they leave that more up to your... Adeptus Cerritas and the like, they leave that to them. The Grey Knights, they're about the demon killing. You can see that here. Demon, he's getting shot. I mean, I'm sure they take anyone. But we do have a slightly new miniature. This is sort of new.
What the hell is the head of book?
It's the baby carrier. So what this basically resembles... So it's a guy with this huge suit... which he sort of stood on the front of on this platform, controlling it with controls. It's. I can never decide whether this is great or really awful, like really awful.
Why is his head a book?
He's not. His head isn't a book. The head is like the banner on the thing. That's his head there. Look, there he is.
Oh yeah.
That's the guy. Stood on the thing.
That's a pretty big suit.
Yeah, it's basic, and well, it's not really a suit so much. It's like a battle mech sort of thing. He rides up the front of it and controls it.
Yeah.
This is a bit of I'm not sure whether it's a completely new model or whether it's just a reimagining of the previous one. I can never decide whether it looks really silly or whether it looks quite good. And I'm verging towards silly, to be honest. It looks like it's a dad with the baby strapped to his front on one of those baby carriers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's not. I'm not making that joke. That's been said for years. Everyone says that. It's a thing. But on the other side of the coin, it is silly enough. I mean, I don't reject silliness in 40k because that's sort of what it's meant to be. It is meant to be a bit silly. So I'm not sure whether I dislike it or not.
Yeah.
I think the key thing though is I'm not going to be buying it. So here we are. But,
I don't think that's a surprise though, is it?
No, it does look good though, and I do like some of the elements of it. I mean, you've got
Why are you
the
opening
gun.
another tab of it?
Because it's a different image.
Is it?
It's a whole different picture.
It's
Look.
the same to me.
No, because it's the back of it and the guns.
Oh.
You madman. But yeah, so you got this huge mace, big gun on it. I mean, I think it's... Yeah. I do verge between thinking it looks great. And I think, to be honest, my problem with it is it's been ridiculed so much I just couldn't bring myself to like it. But in some ways, I think I probably like it. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, so that is Grey Knights. We have we have a book. We have another book.
And a miniature.
I think this is updated as opposed to new. So I think we had a previous model. I think it's the same model with some extra bits, basically. So they've had another go at it, basically.
Oh, it's called a Dread Knight instead of a Dreadnought.
Yeah, exactly. Like I say, I think I probably quite like it. I think it is overdue that the Grey Knights got a proper range refresh because they could be really good. And I think just at the moment the models aren't quite up to the scratch of everything else that's out there. So they probably do need a bit of a refresh. I'm sure it'll come though. I mean, we've only just got the Space Wolves, and that's the thing. Anyway,
what about an entire Leviathan? You know how we have a Leviathan.
Yeah.
But an entire version of that, but focused around the.
I mean, you never know. I mean, well, because you can't put them up against the Space Marines, and they always have Space Marines in the box.
Put them against Tyranids or something, or demons.
Yeah, but that breaks the rule that we've always had that you always got Space Marines in the box for whatever reason. It's always the Space Marines, Matthew.
What about Chaos Space Marines?
Well, sometimes you might have Chaos Space Marines and Marines.
Yeah, but what about them versus Chaos Space Marines?
Because then you wouldn't have any actual Space Marines in the box, and that's what they're all about.
It's still Space Marines.
It just wouldn't sell, Matthew. It just wouldn't sell. And as we know, and as we always say, Games Workshop do like money.
Here comes the money.
Yeah, absolutely. So along with that, we're going to see some new Chaos stuff. Not massive.
Corn, I like corn.
Yeah, we're not going to be seeing a massive. You mean sweet corn, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're doing. Is it some sort of meme you're doing that I'm not aware of because I'm too old?
It's corn. Okay, that's like.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, don't never sing that in public.
But we've
get laughed at.
We've got a new miniature for the World Eaters, which is this fella. What do you think to this fella?
I mean, he's got hands. Isn't his hand a literal sword?
Yeah. So what's happened with a lot of the Chaos Space Marines is that they've been in the warp, and it sort of starts mutating them. So their weapons start to mould into them. So what started out as him holding some sort of serrated blade became him with the serrated blade being part of his arm.
For them, 10 minutes is 1,000 years, isn't it?
It can be, or it might be 1,000,000 years. I mean, it's that sort of thing in the warp. Because, time becomes very different.
They spent 10 minutes in the warp. Oh yeah, it's now 41k. It's no longer 40k, it's 41k.
I like this model. I think it's mad, but I like it. But yeah, what do you think of this guy, Matthew?
He's actually got a hand for a sword, so he's very cool.
Yeah, well,
I just say he's got a hand for a sword. He's got a sword for a hand.
There is a lot of skulls going on. I mean, he's got skulls all over his backpack. He's got skulls hanging off him. He does like a skull, by the looks of things. Yeah. I think it's good. I mean, I think if you're into your World Eaters, I did keep saying when the World Eaters got their... When we were coming up towards the World Eaters getting their range refresh, which they had last year, I kept saying I'm gonna get World Eaters. I could get really into that. And I didn't. I just didn't.
They do look very cool.
Yeah, I do like them. They are good. Then we've got a codex for the World Eaters. That's the thing. We've got some more Chaos books. So we've got the Death Guard. I think we've seen this chap already, but this is good. This guy.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, so this is another character that's been released.
Because Las Vegas open.
Oh, yeah, revealed the Las Vegas. They haven't even changed the thing. So we did see this guy last year. Or no, earlier this year. That was January, wasn't it? So
idiot.
So we saw this guy, but we are getting the Death Guard Codex.
You're right, donut, aren't you?
we are getting this Death Guard Codex. We're getting this new guy. Do you like him? I think we said we liked him at the time, didn't we?
A bit big, but the rest of them's cool.
I think that's fairly typical for Death Guard because I think they have to, because they keep their suits pressurised. I think with noxious gas as opposed to oxygen, but they are keeping it pressurised. So that is a thing.
So it's cool though.
Yeah, I think it's cool. And then we've got, so these guys are Sentinels, I think they're called. So these guys are for the Thousand Suns. These are Sentinels who are sort of, Sekitar robots. Well, these guys are very much, the Thousand Suns are very much about the ancient Egypt.
Yeah, I was about to say the things on the back. Oh, sorry. Things at the back look a bit ancient.
Yeah, well, the heads as well. So they've got the bird head thing going on, which is quite common of hieroglyphics.
Yeah, because
and so on. And
the god of sun.
Yeah, all that thing. So yeah, I mean, I quite like these. There's something about the Thousand Suns I never quite get on with, but they're fine. I think. Yeah, they're all good. So I think. Oh, and there's obviously your obligatory bits and pieces if you're into that.
Really important, that, isn't it?
Yeah, whatever, I guess. But yeah, they're fine. What do you reckon, Matthew? Do you like? Which are your favourite of these Chaos releases?
Probably them.
These guys, Sekitar. Yeah, guys. Yeah, why not, eh? They're fine. Yeah, but the long shot is we're getting new codexes for Chaos. That's what the reveal is. With a couple of new things for each one.
Very cool.
We've also got Kill Team,
Tyranids.
but Tyranids for Kill Teams.
That
So
sounds
in a
pretty
box.
cool, to be honest.
Yeah, so these
Look at
guys. Look at these guys. I like these.
They're like mutated Tyranids, so that's what those are.
Well, all Tyranids are a bit mutated. That's what they sort of do. They're bio-constructed, so they make them as tools for particular tasks.
So they're not an actual civilization. They're made by people.
No, they're made by themselves. They basically bioengineer new soldiers.
Oh.
So they are basically.
Is that why they've got like different things where like some. Like they've got big ones, small ones.
Yeah, exactly. So they basically tailor them to a particular task. So I think the idea is they identify a task they want to do, and then what they'll do is they'll go, let's make a thing that can accomplish that, and then that'll be just sort of born. So it's all sort of a bit bioengineered and so on, but by themselves. You know,
so not like humans have made them and now they've betrayed them.
But it's a little bit like with ants, where you have the different classes of ants, where you've got the soldiers, workers, and so on. So it's a little bit like that as well.
Got the queen ant.
But yeah, but in this case we've got these guys. So you got this fella, that fella.
Why do ants do that? Why don't they all just like evolve to like do this same?
So they can specialisation, Matthew. It's all about specialisation. That's what these guys are. Particularly Kill Team, where you have different sort of types. Yeah. So for the other folks, you might have a medic, then a sniper. He does with the sort of helmety looking sort of things. Yeah, it does definitely a bit. What do you reckon to these guys?
I think they're surprisingly cool.
Yeah, I like these. They're all right. They're not my favourite Tyranids actually, but they're fine. I like that guy.
Colour's cool, though.
I like that guy with the bug back on him sort of thing, the carapace.
I think I liked that one. Yeah, the Teamer.
The tremor scythe.
Yeah.
I think the idea is they sort of come up from the ground or something, burrow under or something like that. I've not read it. I don't know.
No idea.
But I think they're pretty cool. I quite like them. They're not my favourite of the Tyranids.
But when you're trying to compare them with the Screamer Killer, they'll go,
yeah, well, that's why I love that model. That is a great one. And so a lot of the I do really like what they've done with the Tyranid range. I think it's a great range. I'm going to paint more of it. I've got loads of Tyranids. I'm sat on a ton of them. I am going to get them painted.
Oh yeah, from Thingy, aren't you?
Well, I've got all the ones from Leviathan, all the ones from Combat Patrol magazine.
Only birthday present, and you still have barely touched it.
I'm working through it steadily. I think my next project, I've got 2 more Infernus Marines to paint, and then I'm painting the lieutenant from the Leviathan box, the one who's got the one that's got a bit of Tyranid carapace strapped onto his armour. Oh yeah, we painted a Dark Angel, yeah, definitely. But yeah. So he's gonna give me my next one. I think get another one out of the way.
That's very cool.
And then along with that, we've got some Ad Mech, and I think these are great. At least the tech priests are great. All this servitor underseer, this guy's looking after all the servitors. I think that's a great model.
Dad, do you know what would be cool?
What?
Imagine we had a machine spirit as a unit.
I'm not sure what that would look like.
No, like imagine like a rogue machine that's gone crazy and it just goes across the...
Yeah.
It could be like
I mean, that is pretty much the Adeptus Mechanicus summed up, really.
No, I mean like a literal machine, not just like a human that's turned into a machine. Okay. A literal, like maybe computer The machine spirit's gone crazy.
Or maybe you've got that, so you've got a machine that's gone crazy, he's gone on the rampage, but it turns out he's just a laptop. And all he could do is when someone comes to use him, snap down the lid.
Yeah, on the toes.
Yeah.
Oh!
Maybe that.
That'd hurt though, wouldn't it?
What do you think to these guys? I think this Servitor Underseer particularly looks really good. I really like that model. This guy's good as well. I do like the Tech Priest models they do. I think
They're very good.
The crazy bioengineering.
They put a lot of detail in, don't they?
They do. Awful to paint, I imagine, but
Yeah.
But then again, all you have to do is slap some lead belcher over the whole thing, paint the robe red, bit of Nuln oil over the metal, bada bing, bada boom, done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless
why
you
not?
want to go really into detail, get all the little bits.
Yeah, you can do if you want, or just get on the battlefield, that sort of thing. As well as that, we've got some gun servitors.
I'm not a fan of them. They don't look
These are very similar to what we saw in Horus Heresy. Might even be the same models, I'm not sure. But basically, a servitor with a gun strapped to his arm.
Way, they're called gun servitors.
Yeah, well, exactly. Breach servitor.
They're a bit cool.
Medic servitor. I don't know why you'd need a medic, because why bother
They're
fixing
robots.
a servitor? Yeah, just leave him to die. He's already been lobotomized. Leave him to it. Auto proxy servitor. Combat
maybe the medics don't
servitors.
actually heal them. Maybe they just salvage them.
Oh,
Like how the
maybe.
thingies do what they call the apothecaries.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
steal the gene seeds.
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe so. I think fine. I don't think I get this. I mean, I'd actually quite like these models.
Yeah,
I
but
like
the other lot,
these guys.
the other lot aren't doing it though.
I'm just not bothered about the gun servitors particularly. They're all right. I think they are better than some of the things we've seen in the Mechanicus range. I think these, and maybe if you put these in as an army, these would look quite good if you put them alongside, like your, the Skitari and so on.
Yeah.
But here we are. But yeah, that's fine. And then we've got some Tyranid themed terrain.
And some cards.
And the card book 6 coming in the box. I think the idea is one of those boxes where you can play it straight out of the box.
Yeah,
Is it showing it as a box? No, it's not. Oh well, there we go. But yeah, it's all the things ready to play.
That's pretty cool.
Finally, what we're going to look at is more old world. So we've got Wood Elves and Beastmen. So the Beastmen Bray Herds. So what we got is a couple of new factions, except of course they're not new factions.
Look at him with a rock.
Yeah, absolutely, a big old Beastman he is. But yeah, so we've got the new army books for them, for the Beastmen and for the Wood Elves. First up we've got the Beastmen, so we've got some returning miniatures. These are just older miniatures, getting reissued. Fine. So do you know what the Beastmen are?
Maybe. And they're like the humans that think that they're animals.
So they're either humans so basically Chaos has mutated. I can't remember if it's either humans into animals or animals into humans. I think it's the former though. But they are very, very goat themed. They're very goaty. They've been around forever in Warhammer. They've definitely been a thing for a long time. There we go. As the army factions, the regiments. What do you think?
They look okay. No complaining, is there?
Fine. I've never been that into Beastmen myself. I know a lot of people really like them, but I could never get into them. I used to quite like them when they were just a faction of a Chaos army, so they would be your sort of rank and file alongside the Chaos Warriors and so on, who your elites. Well, they would be your rank and file, and then alongside them you've got your Chaos Warriors who are elite infantry and so on, and I used to quite like that. You've got some big fellas. What do you reckon to these guys? Could you get into them? He's a big one.
I get into him, but I don't think I get into the rest though.
Not a big fan.
But isn't he like a Minotaur?
Yeah, he's a bit Minotaur-y. Yeah. There was definitely a Minotaur vibe to the Beastmen. There always was, I think. Whereas these guys are pretty Minotaur-y. In fact, they're all quite Minotaur-y, to be fair.
It reminds me of Rice from a Roman.
And then we've got some old school stuff. These are resin miniatures.
Cool. Wasn't he like a shaman?
Yeah, I think.
I remember when we looked at him, wasn't he like goat shaman?
So I like this guy, little sprite with him.
He's cool.
Yeah, this guy, I do like that model. It's quite a good model.
Goat shaman, that's a cool name.
Big guy with a cleaver.
He's cool.
Yeah.
He looks like he'd kill you.
I do like all the Beastmen models, to be fair. it just for me the ethos of it. I would have them as an aspect of a chaos army.
But like having their own army is a bit.
It's
silly,
just a bit much. I'm fine with it. I just think it's a bit much for me. I think it's not to my
Yeah.
taste. I think if I was going for a chaos army, I'd quite the old school style of having couple of units of beastmen alongside your chaos warriors and so on, or maybe some demons. I think that worked quite well.
Yeah.
I was quite into that. Anyway, we've got some returning metal. These are old, really old. Look at these guys. Very old miniatures. They're quite good though for old miniatures. That's a good model.
Yeah.
They look alright. They still stand up, I think, just about. He looks fine.
Look at that horse on the next one.
Oh, yeah. They, maybe don't stand up quite so well, but they look fine. They're fine. But yeah, what do you reckon to the Beastmen then, Matthew?
I like them.
You like them? Do you think they're cool? What do you think as a faction?
I like the big rocky guy.
As
They're a bit funny, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, they're just a bit.
Where do you think they sit in terms of the old world armies? Are you?
They're probably the least I would pick. But
Yeah.
out of like funniest and coolest looking, I'd say that they're pretty high.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
I just
so
wouldn't paint them.
you're happy they exist,
But I wouldn't paint
but you wouldn't go for yourself. Oh, they've got a chariot.
Look at the guy on the left.
Yeah, look at the state of him.
Look at his eyes.
State of him. He's a
bit angry, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a bit angry. Then we've got the Wood Elf realms.
I just realised we barely looked at the Wood Elves, have we?
We haven't seen much from them at all. I think you like them because you get tree men in with the Wood Elves.
Tree men.
So the Wood Elves are... We've seen High Elves before. They are more elevated. These guys live in the woods. They are more at one with nature.
I mean, they're called Wood Elves for a reason, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, we've got an army book. And we've got some returning stuff. There's not a lot of new stuff going on here. Fine, like him. This is more of the ethos. Lots of bowmen. The key thing with them is they're a bit fragile. They're not very tough.
I remember from Blood Bowl is that when they did a lot of damage from like when they were attacking someone, but then when they were getting attacked, they were pretty weak.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I think these guys are fine. We've got spearmen. I think these look good.
Yeah, they look cool.
I think they look really good still. I think the bowmen do as well. I mean, I always liked Wood Elves, to be honest. I never got a Wood Elf army. I was all about the Empire, and I did have High Elves for a little bit. I did like the Wood Elves though. I think they look good. Yeah, fine with cleavers and stuff. Not as good. I much prefer the fully armoured. I mean, it's pretty light armouring, to be honest. But these guys, bare chested. Come on, boys, put some clothes on. You're in battle.
Exactly. Like,
people are going to see you.
They're a bit like Vikings, aren't they?
Yeah,
like,
well,
bare chested.
Yeah, but these are skinny boy elves. You know what I mean? I mean, pop a top on, mate.
They're not strong, are they? They're not.
Yeah, exactly. We've got some infantry. Horses are a little bit, maybe could do with a bit of a refresh.
Look a bit silly,
look a little bit silly. Got these guys on stags.
They still look a bit silly.
Oh no, I quite like these on the stags. They're meant to look. I mean,
why can't you have a stag? Why are you being posh?
Because it's a stag. It's a type of
deer in it.
Yeah, but it's a male. They're male deers because they've got antlers. They're a stag.
Just call them a deer.
Well, yeah, but yeah, they could do with a refresh. I think these will look great with the refreshed range.
Yeah.
Again,
they look
very
cool.
similar things. I bet that's the same kit, but with
different
two options.
Colours, yeah.
Two options, basically. But yeah, I think they look fine. I always liked the Wood Elves, to be honest. I've got some metal stuff coming with him.
Ooh,
He's good.
Doggies.
I like him.
Look at your doggy.
Yeah, with the
doggos.
doggos.
The doggies are.
Couple of doggos with him. They're pretty good. They still stand up, to be honest. They're fine. Ooh, maybe not so much. Oh dear.
That's a bit cooked, isn't it?
You're an old miniature, aren't you? You're a big old fella.
Older than you, probably.
Yeah, well, this guy was... I think this was probably kicking around before in the 80s, this particular model. He looks like one of the old Marauder miniatures ones, maybe. I don't know. This one certainly is very old.
Oh, yeah, that one's terrible, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think that bird's seen a few things, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has. Well, it has. It's seen decades in a drawer, not being cast at all before Games Workshop unceremoniously dragged them out. But then we've got tree men. Look at the tree man. So the idea, I think, is you used to get you'd have a lot of elves and a lot of tree men.
It's not as cool as my woodmen.
They eventually, when they did the AOS, they separated them. There was a falling out between them, and the Wood Elves became part of the Cities of Sigmar, and the tree men got their own faction called the Silver Death.
I don't like them as much as the Blood Bowl ones.
You don't like as much as the well, I do like the Blood Bowl ones, to be honest. They are quite good.
I liked it when they used to root themselves in Blood Bowl.
Yeah, that is a thing.
It's funny.
There we go. Anyway, that is all of the reveals from Adepticon. That is all of it. What was your favourite thing of all the things? All of the things? Any of the
All
factors?
of the things.
What do you reckon?
I really liked was that captain in the Space Wolves stuff.
You think the Space Wolves captain? Yeah, I think I'll be glad to agree. I liked him. He was a really good model. I liked the paper lantern thing for Cathay.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was a really good model. But there was some really good stuff in there. I think that Cathay army is pretty spectacular.
Very good, wasn't it?
I think it bodes well for the old world as to what we're likely to see going forwards. So that was good. The Space Wolves, I think they've done a really good job with.
Yeah.
Everything else was a bit like...
It was just a bit small, wasn't it?
Well, it's typical. You get the codex, you're going to get a character with it. That's what they tend to do, and that's what we've seen for all the other codexes. Fine. You've seen the kill team.
Yeah,
fine.
Kill team was okay.
Yeah, it's all good. Anyway, there we go. It's good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So what we're going to say to the viewers?
Bye, Dutch. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Bye-bye.
Bye.